In awakening in this life.
Okay, then let's start. Let's say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Good morning to everyone once again. Today is a wonderful day for birthdays and so on. Your birthday celebration birthday, and also my elder son's birthday today also.
Is he here today?
No, it's not here. Interesting.
Okay.
Recently you heard about this, some people saying that Singaporeans are emotionless. But whenever I come here, I give a talk, I see you all smiling, happy. And I tell these people, only they come here sometimes. You should go more to the Buddhist centers and see all the happy people. You go to Thailand, you go to Myanmar, and Sri Lanka, you find they embrace Buddhists, especially in the villages. Even if they are poor, they're always happy, they're always welcoming visitors. So this is a very wonderful values that we have. The stranger is sacred to us. In ancient times, they regard strangers like gods, They say, well, we do not know these strangers are to be gods, and they come to, pass out and eat. So they always give their best food, treat them kindly, So the idea of being kind to others is very important. And this is partly what Buddhism is about, remember basic human qualities. And why? Because we need this kind of peaceful society in order to grow. So you talk about precepts, you're talking about personal growth in terms of social growth. In fact, in Buddhism we talk about social growth first. If you don't have a happy family, happy society, it's very difficult for the individual to grow. And if you develop this idea further, individual means what? If you look at the word individual, it means you cannot divide up anymore. Indivisible. Right? So individual, in Buddhist term, is single-minded, for example. In other words, the true individual, his mind is focused, clear. He can decide for himself. And today's topic basically will deal with the stream winner, Sotapanna. And you find that this Sotapanna is sometimes, well, I would say often, described as someone who is emotionally independent. So you've got this word, individual, independent, emotionally dependent. What does that mean? He doesn't depend, his happiness doesn't depend on the approval of others. His happiness doesn't come from outside. His happiness is within himself. This is one of the very important, wonderful definition of a stream of Sotapanna. For most of us who are not awakened, our happiness depends on something outside, externally, meaning what? Depends on things. Depends on what we have. What things, what we have. They are kind of similar. Okay? When you say, I have something, immediately by the language, it means it doesn't belong to you. It's something outside and you must somehow acquire it, get it. Okay? For example, money, you have to work for money, you have to work for food and so on. These are external things, which are of course important and useful. And these are things which in a way make us happy, yes. But true happiness comes from within ourselves. Even, for example, you take the monk, these monks, nuns who are truly true practitioners, they live simple lives. Many of them take one meal a day, many of them don't use money, and yet they're happy. They don't watch TV, they're happy. It's not, my point is not watching TV is bad, not at all. My point is that these monks and nuns, they're happy by letting go because they see happiness inside them. So to be emotionally dependent means they are so happy inside. In a sense, it doesn't really matter to you what happens outside. It doesn't matter to you in the sense you are not badly affected by what happens outside. The stream winner is like that. Now you may wonder, what's the big deal here? Okay, let's put this on a simpler level. Take the case of a professional, a doctor, for example. A doctor deals with sick people every day. Now you can afford to feel sad every time a sick person comes and see him. So, poor man, you're sick and so on. Every time a surgeon, cuts up people or sees someone badly hurt in an accident, you can't afford to feel sad. He's got to be mindful. He looks at the situation and says, what do I do? Okay? So the swimming also is like that, it's mindful. The suffering is still around himself, doesn't affect him as the way it does us. Because sometimes we get so sad we can't function, we can't really help people, not very helpful. But the streamer is calm, peaceful, is in a better position to help people. This is one way of putting it. Of course, you jump, there's all kinds of things, right? You have streamer, one returner, non-returner, arahat. Let's say you jump to the arahat. Some of us have the wrong idea of arahat, more feelings. Not true at all. Arahats and Buddhas all have feelings. In fact, their feelings are more refined than ours. They really, if you talk to the Buddha, for example, you see in the suttas, it's always recorded as paying full attention to the audience and telling just the right thing. And Buddhas and Arhats have bodies, so they feel pain also. They do have feelings, but it remains on the body level. It doesn't affect them on the mental level. There are many suttas which show Arhats and Buddhas have feelings, right? But my main topic today is the Arhat. The streamer. So we'll talk about the streamer. Right? So you have the set of notes with you, which is chapter 7 from Sutta Discovery, volume 16. Right? If we are short of notes, please share. Okay. Anyway, you can download this from the internet also. Right? Chapter 16. So the Sutta Discovery 16, chapter 7. The sutta is very short, there are lots of notes here. Let's look at the sutta, from there I'll explain further. Look at page 58, 58. As usual, look at the title again. The title is right in front, first page 43, the Pali words. Look at the Pali words. Anicca, Cakkhu, Sutta. Anicca means impermanent. The words are put in brackets because originally it's not there. I added this word in. Because Cakkhu Sutta is a very common name. Cakkhu means I Sutta. So I put what I call the disambiguator, in other words, it's just to make the title identifiable, unique. Which Cakkhu Sutta? The one that talks about anicca, impermanence. Cakkhu is the first word in the list of instruction that Buddha will be giving us in this sutta. Cakkhu means the I. Anicca means impermanent. The I is impermanent, sutta, or the impermanent I discourse. So that's the title. I'm happy that you remember the title. For sometimes I get students coming to me and say, this morning mentioned something, and I said, what did he say? They always tell me, that's sutta. That's sutta. It's better than which sutta is it. So you either know the sutta by name or by number. What is the number? S25.1. Okay, remember S25. Sutta Sangyutta Nikaya, chapter 25. If you have a chance, go to your library, there are libraries in Singapore, the Buddhist library, even the National Library, they should have this book, Sangyutta Nikaya. I think many Buddhists have this book. Connected sayings, connected discourses with the Buddha. Chapter 25. In chapter 25, there are 10 suttas, 10 discourses, and they all deal with the same thing. The Buddha guarantees in those 10 suttas, you can get stream winning in this life itself. I was amazed when I read these 10 suttas. Really, I read many times, And today I will tell you why I'm convinced that it is possible in this life itself. Because this sutta, not one sutta, 10 suttas. All repeating the same thing. The template is the same, only the subject of reflection is different. So here in the first sutta, S25.1, the subject of reflection are the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, the 6 internal senses. And you can guess, the second sutta will be what topic you think? Reflect on what? The 6 external senses. Form, sound, smell, taste, touch, thoughts. Right? And then the third one is on the consciousness behind all these senses. So what the Buddha says, the sutta is very simple in pattern. The Buddha says these are the things, right? 6 internal senses, 6 external senses, the 6 consciousnesses, the 5 aggregates, and so on. Okay? And you choose your favorite topic to reflect on. And you reflect on all these things as being impermanent. And you can do this in 2 ways, depending on your personality. But in the Sutta, the word used is faculty, indriya, faculty. Faculty is an ancient Buddhist term for personality. Okay? So whether you are faith inclined or you are wisdom inclined. Okay? There are both kinds here, I'm sure. Yeah? Faith inclined means what? Oh, we are quite happy to accept this because the teacher says so, or the Sutta says so good enough, we don't want to question anymore. Okay, that's the faith type. Now lots of people are faith type. Now the interesting thing about this faith type is, you see, if I say, yes, I have faith, everything is impermanent, it's very different from if I say, I have faith that God exists. You know what I mean? So if I say, I believe in God, someone may say, show me where. And you can't, you have a problem, right? But if you say, I fail, everything is impermanent, someone says, show me where, you say, look, you look around, it's everywhere, right? You don't have to make much effort, for impermanence. So very different. And you say, I fail in impermanence. On the other hand, if you are the scientific-minded type, wisdom type, you say, no, I want proof. Okay, you can study science, you can study technology, study the suttas, you go to the universities and study them in an academic way. You can look at the suttas, you find that where did the Buddha say things like permanent? What kind of sutta describe impermanence? So many such teachings. And we do philosophy, we know very well. Impermanence is the rule of life. If there's no impermanence, nothing is meaningful, nothing exists. Impermanence, to exist means to be impermanent, to change. That's the basic rule of life. The only people accept this, understand this, we are happy. You know, in ancient times, when life was simpler, before the industrial age, people know. They see plants growing, fruiting, dying, and then they plant again, one more cycle. And they know their lives also are like that. And they accept their lifespan. In those days, the lifespans are shorter because they have poorer medical care, their food is not so good, and there are wars going on. So if they can live up to 30, 40 years, wow, it's regarded as a full life already. But now we live up to 70, 80, 90, and then we can take care of ourselves, right? Because our children can enjoy their own life. So it gets harder as you grow older, So one way is to get old people to form something like Anicca club, So we stay together, take care of ourselves. So that's one way. So the point is, if you accept the fact that things are changing and permanent all the time, you are accepting the first order truth. And you are de-traumatizing yourself. This is very important, We de-traumatize ourselves. In other words, we prepare ourselves not to be shocked by reality. There was this is a real story, Of course, I don't have to mention any names, doesn't matter. This dentist is a God believer. So he tells people, look, I'm really successful, God bless me, and you should join my religion, and so on and so forth. Very proud of that. And one day, he was told he had terminal cancer. Suddenly it came as a shock to him. But he says, oh, you believe in God, everything is possible. I can't talk. He got cancer. He got so upset, He complained to his family, saying, it's not fair, I've been serving God all my life, and how can I get cancer, How many of us Buddhists will say, well, what a stupid way to think, Karma works, it doesn't matter. You do good or bad, karma will come. You do good, of course. Good karma likely to happen. So this man was very upset, very angry. Why blame God? We Buddhists, we don't want to blame anybody. The teaching of conditionality tells us a lot of things happen with many conditions. There's no one to be blamed. It's all a learning situation. Suffering is a great way of learning. Suffering simply means it's a reminder, start learning. In science you call irritability. So that means you start learning, oh, this way doesn't work, okay, try this way. So the more you're willing to see from this suffering, the wiser you become. So you can learn it through faith, accept it as it is. The other one is through questioning, two ways, faith or wisdom.